Why play Vex Mid? Well, she brings tons of damage. She's a great counter to champions that rely on dashing. She has great range, and her ultimate allows her to reset around a fight. However, she is mana hungry, especially in the early game, and she doesn't have any mobility herself without landing her ultimate and going in. Vex's passive is Doom and Gloom. The Doom part periodically empowers her next ability to knock down and fear enemies hit, during which time they are slowed. The Gloom part is enemy champions that dash or blink will be marked with Gloom for 6 seconds. This makes her next attack against that target a non-projectile, and causes this attack to deal a large amount of additional damage and refund a quarter of Doom's cooldown. Vex's Q is a straight line skill shot which deals damage to enemies hit. For a short amount of time this ability is slow moving and very wide, and then after travelling a short distance it then accelerates and becomes thinner. Vex's W deals damage in a circle around her and also grants her a shield. Vex's E throws out a circle, and this circle gets larger the further away it's thrown from her. Enemies hit are dealt damage and slowed. In addition, if her E is used alongside her Doom passive to fear enemy champions, instead of running away from Vex, they'll instead run away from the centre of this ability, which is a great way to set up and guarantee some of her combos. And finally, her E also applies a stack of her Gloom passive. Vex's ultimate is a very long range straight line skill shot which grants sight of the area and also deals damage to enemies hit. This ability will stop upon hitting the first enemy champion and marks them for 4 seconds, during which time they're revealed. During these 4 seconds, Vex can then reactivate this ability to dash towards that target. Upon arrival, she consumes this mark and deals additional magic damage. If the target dies within 6 seconds of being marked, she then gets a reset on her ultimate, where she can use it again within 12 seconds at no additional cost. For combos, a basic go-to is to walk within shield range and use W for an easy guaranteed fear into an E and Q, following up with an auto attack. And her all-in combo is to use E to fear into your ultimate and Q. Follow up by using your ultimate again to dash in before using W and attacking. For matchups, Vex does great into dashing assassins as she is easily able to fear them away and deal extra damage to them. And she can struggle against non-dash reliant, high damage champions who can simply blow her up. For runes, take this. Electrocute gives you a massive burst combo. For build orders, start ringing pots into Ludens and tier 2 boots. After this, a Shadow Flame and Sonya's are great pickups before finishing a build with any of these as needed. For skill orders, start E then Q then W before maxing Q then W then E, taking ult whenever you can. For summoner spells, take Flash and Ignite. Starting the game, your main focus is always going to be on farming hard, and the easiest way to do this is by poking your opponent and taking good trades when you can. When looking to poke, landing a fear-empowered W or E can basically guarantee your full combo, and when this is combined with Electrocute, it simply deals tons of damage. Otherwise, when you're using your Q to push waves in, keep aiming it at them to keep your opponent on their toes. When you hit level 6, your ultimate gives you access to a massive amount of damage, so look to land your fear into an ult and burst your opponent out. In addition, when you have ultimate, your roams actually become really strong. Push out your wave hard and look to land your ultimate into a side lane for massive amounts of damage and pressure. Entering the mid game, your bot lane will usually come mid, which puts you in a side lane. Push it out as far as you can safely before grouping with your team for objectives and skirmishes. Entering late game teamfights, you want to play as the backline mage. Spam out as much damage as possible from safety until you get the chance to land your ultimate onto one of their carries. Wait for the best moment, go in, blow them up, and then reset onto another champion.